My name is Jan Cherubin, and I'm going to be reading from my debut novel, The Orphan's Daughter, just out from the Sager Group. There are two narrators in The Orphan's Daughter, Joanna Aronson and her father, Clyde Aronson. Clyde grows up in a Hebrew orphanage, but as it turns out, he has a mother and also a big extended family. So how did Clyde and his little brother, Harry, end up being sent away to the orphan home? Here's a passage written from Clyde's point of view. I couldn't figure out what my mother was talking about half the time. Nevertheless, I was her confidant, 7 years old, and she told me everything. You're very intelligent, Clyde. You understand things. You understand your papa isn't coming back. He leaves me with nothing. So you'll go live with your bubby, your papa's mother, Grandma Aronson. Maybe she can tell you where your father is. How am I supposed to feed all of you with another one on the way? Your Grandma Aronson tells me I should go to work after the baby comes, get a job, a regular genius, that one. And who takes care of you kids? Our relatives on both sides were poor, except my mother's brother, rich Uncle Seymour, and he was on the road with his carnival. Everyone else squeezed into cold water flats in the South Bronx, some of the aunts sleeping on couches and uncles 3 to a bed, head to foot. No one volunteered to take us in, so Mama picked somebody. I don't want to live with Grandma Aronson, I said. I could just see myself sleeping with Uncle Mo's feet in my face. Make Vivian go. You can't always get what you want, my mother said. And this burned me up because I hated being told what I already knew. Harry and I, dressed in our best clothes, like we were going to shul, which we did only rarely. I wore knickerbockers, but Harry was 5 years old and still in short pants. My sister and my littlest brother stayed with the lady across the hall. My mother's high heels scraped the sidewalk, crossing the Grand Concourse, then 2 more blocks to Girard Avenue. 6th floor, said Mama. 628, ring the bell. You want us to go up there alone, I said. Everyone expected too much of me. What are you scared of? She's not a monster, my mother said. Grandma Aronson just isn't as fond of me as she is of you and Harry. Here, she handed over the suitcase she'd been carrying. Harry and I got out of the elevator on the 6th floor and walked down the wide, tiled hallway. I put the suitcase on the doormat in front of 628 and rang the bell. No answer. I pressed the buzzer again and waited. It was quiet except for the sound of water running somewhere and a muffled voice. "Aw, nuts," said Harry. He knocked my arm out of the way, stood on his tiptoes, and jabbed at the bell with his thumb. I let him get away with it. Finally, footsteps, and the door opened a crack. My grandmother poked her head out. "I don't know where he is," she said. "That's the truth. That's the Emis." I got a whiff of her apron, a perfume of fried onions and Dove soap, as familiar as my pillow. I was her little boy chick, and yet she kept the door cracked, the way she did for junk men selling pots and pans. "Hello, Grandma," I said. "What's this?" she said. "What's this with the suitcase?" "Hi, Grandma," said Harry. "Oh, no," she said. No, I'm an old woman. Go home. Geh avec." I looked at Harry, and he looked at me, and we ran like hell. Just as we reached the stairs, Grandma Aronson flung open her door and called after us. "Tell your mother I'll see her Friday night for poker."